Boys, after God knows how long, y'all know, I was quarantined before COVID even came out. You understand me? But finally, it got me. Through a delivery driver. I got the alert. 3 days later, I was sick. Omicron, however you pronounce that motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got lucky in a way. Omicron or whatever. There is no fever. There is no, chest stuff. There is no anything except for a sore throat. For me, at least. Just sore throat. This motherfucker was bad. You understand me? The way I explain it is, imagine Wolverine taking his claws out. Each claw just scratches your throat, right? And then a surgeon goes in and surgically places cactus needles. Just all down the fucking scratch, right? So each time you swallow, it's digging deeper into the Wolverine scratch. Do you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was bad. Lasted 5 days. Felt like fucking 300 days. It was terrible. But we're back. All I've left is this after effect of a cough, which I didn't have during it, but it just came after I was like negative, right? I tested negative 3 times and after the cough came. So that's just, that'll take time. But, we're in a place where I think everyone's gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Still should take precautions, especially if you're at risk with other health complications. But, for Omicron, I think it's like 52%, and it's higher than that, right? Because the ones that have no symptoms can't all say they had COVID, right? Because they don't know. But for now, the ones that are recorded, 52% have no symptoms at all. None. So through that logic, if you statistically kind of break that down, everyone's gonna get it eventually, right? But still, take the precautions for the ones at risk. But anyways, we're back. I think this is the longest break, or whatever you want to call it, right? I was obviously doing some work and, doing some other things. But this is the longest I've taken off, I think since 2017. Yeah, since 2017, this 18 days has been the longest I've taken off, right? Like without a single stream for 18 days straight. It's fucking nuts, definitely fucking nuts. Much needed though, much needed. For those of you that didn't see Twitter, I know a lot of you don't have Twitter. I posted the mental health care program. Obviously, it's not perfected yet, but, we're doing our best to perfect it and, make sure it works all around. I'll go over it here in a second. I'll open the tweet longer I wrote and we'll go over it, get into it. For those of you that don't know, I lived with bipolar my entire adult life. A little bit more serious of a bipolar, right? Bipolar, split personality, blah, blah, blah. America has just a real backwards system. Right? A lot of places in the world do. And this isn't some trend hype bullshit that a lot of streamers participate in. I've always taken care of my core community's mental health care. I've paid for the people that couldn't afford it, right? And that was just, straight out of pocket. There is no charity write-off for that, right? For this, on the other hand, there obviously is, right? It's through a charity. It's an official thing. And I wanted to take that and put it, on a bigger scale, take care of more people. So I thought of an idea, right? I had a vision of each creator on whatever platform they're on, YouTube, Twitch, wherever, right? They could fund, right? Obviously, this is relative to each size of each community, right? Obviously, there's small creators that are struggling themselves, right? But when you get to a point where, each month is even just a little bit of a plus, you can support, 1 or 2 community members with, free therapy sessions. So I came up with an idea where the creator, right, puts money down and their community has access to mental health care covered by the creator and the charity. And that was kind of my vision. And, for mental health care and for even just healthcare, obviously, I'm not at a point where, the healthcare is a little more complicated, but I'm sure I'll figure that out one of these days. But for mental health care, you see posts, and we're at a time where the spreading awareness, it isn't, it's not enough, especially from what I'm seeing. A lot of these, posts, they feel more like trendy, clickbait, clout bait posts, right? Show your awareness, show your open-mindedness, show that you're woke, get 700,000 likes on it, and then you move on with your life. And there's no action behind anything, any of the words. And, I've never been someone to kind of politically motivate others to do something. But my time on this earth, I've come to realize that most people are, they're stingy, they're greedy, right? And obviously they're very rich because they're this way. So we're at a point where I have to. And I just need all streamers, creators, of each community to come together, regardless of their opinion of me, regardless if they hate me, love me, are indifferent. It's irrelevant. Come together if you can afford it. There's a Trainwreckstv umbrella program, right? I started it out, 350,000, 12,000 free sessions, and each content creator can donate for their community to have access to free healthcare. Now, if you're not part of my community, does that mean, you're going to be declined? You're going to be denied? No. obviously you can come through me and, you know, the Discord and get access to this. But my hopes are that, especially the large creators, especially the ones that constantly post about it but do nothing except for that, other than that, I hope they come together and, you know, they put a little aside. And for this, since it is a charity, right? Since it is a official thing, you will get, you know, a receipt and a write-off. So in my opinion, for those, you know, for those that have a lot of money, especially creators, I think it's something that, you know, it's time that we do, you know, kind of lead by example, because America's system is completely fucking backwards, and a lot of other country systems are backwards, and even countries that have something like this, you know, it's fucking nuts. And I know that's not politically correct for mental health care, but listen, just because I'm doing this, don't get it twisted, okay? I ain't transitioning to some PG, politically correct motherfucker, okay? I'm still using the terms crazy. I'm still using the terms insane. I'm still using the terms nuts, okay? So you can get your fucking hate threads out now. You can get your Twitter twit-longers now, okay? That shit's staying. I'm still roasting motherfuckers, okay? You understand? Obviously not people that didn't ask for it. You know, if you come at me, you're gonna get a, you know, WWE SmackDown, you understand? But yeah, so that's the plan behind this. I'm working with Rise Above the Disorder, right? RAD. I was first introduced to them by Devin back in the podcast, you know, which we got to bring back one of these days soon. Merch is coming soon too. For those that don't understand why I brought merch up, because soon is a meme. I've said that for like the last 2 years. Yeah, I was introduced to them. I loved what they did. I love what they do. And I had this vision. I kind of, you know, pitched it to them and they loved it, you know, and that's kind of where we're at. So I hope other creators that, you know, have a little extra cash, they can, you know, pitch in for their communities, and their community will get, you know, a Discord bot that's available 24/7. From that point, you'll be connected to like RAD site and you'll go through the process, right? Obviously, it's a lot more complicated. None of the streamers will have access to any of your issues, your personal information, private information. None of us will have access to that. You know, when I put 350 for my community and they have therapy sessions through my stuff, I'm not gonna have access to any of that, right? So it's completely private. I just want to make that clear. But hopefully streamers come together and, you know, each of their Discords have access to this. Because another thing that I noticed in the streaming world is, and this isn't necessarily fair, but I understand that, you know, life isn't fair, but I see a lot of messages in chat, you know, one of them being, you know, through donation, you know, I, you know, want to end it. And it puts content creators in an uncomfortable position. And that may sound privileged, that may sound however, but we're not equipped to deal with that, right? We're not licensed. We haven't gone to school for it. So now through the bot, moderators can tag that message, contact Rise Above the Disorder, and that individual can get direct help and will be reached out to by them. Another thing I see is, which this is the one I'm most passionate about. You'll see messages like, you know, if you weren't live, you know, I don't know what I would have done. I would have ended it. Now, a lot of streamers see that as an ego stroke. They'll brush it off as a, oh, thank you so much. That is so sweet. But, you know, don't do that. But that, in my opinion, is irresponsible. Why? Because there is a point where we won't be live anymore, right? There are days where we might want to take a 2-week break. So if somebody uses us as a crutch or a band-aid solution to get away from their problems and to feel better temporarily, it's an issue if we encourage that. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to create this program, so those viewers can get access to direct help, which I myself have gotten direct help my entire life, right? Like I've, you know, gone to therapy. I've had many psychologists. And yeah, that's kind of, you know, a lot of this program is like a projection of my needs and the things that I needed when I was, you know, younger, that were blocked off by insurance or blocked off by, you know, these different types of 500 fucking step processes. So hopefully, like I said, it's not perfect, but yeah, there's going to be like an application process, not a process to deny or, you know, it's just, I understand as a streamer, especially me, you know, y'all know this, call a victim all you want, but you know, if I breathe through the wrong nostril, motherfuckers are creating 600 different narratives, 700 different news organizations writing of how I'm evil. So I know there's gonna be trolls trying to take away from people who need it. People are gonna use the system, try to manipulate it for, you know, doxing, swatting, these types of things. So there's gonna be a process, right, where you have to, you know, I'm just letting you know now, you have to confirm information. Like I said, we have no access to that. That's gonna be all done through RAD, but this is just to make sure where, you know, if you call in and, you know, say something that needs to be acted on by people who are actually near you or in your city, then it can be done.